The Bishop's Wife is unquestionably one of my favourite angel and Christmas films. Cary Grant is simply perfect as Dudley, the angel sent to help Bishop Henry Brougham in response to a prayer, though not, perhaps, in exactly the way Henry anticipates. Bishop Henry Brougham is hard-working, principled, kind and resolutely determined to build a cathedral to honour God, though funds are hardly flowing into the coffers and Henry is starting to panic and obsess over his failure to raise both money and the building. In his obsessive desire to do right by God, his mind has been diverted by reverence and image, and he appears to have lost sight of his broader purpose and direction. He is so focused on a monument that his attention is drawn from other more pressing and humanitarian good works, and he has become neglectful of his wife and daughter. He prays for help and guidance which, in his mind, is intended for the construction of the cathedral, and Dudley appears. However, Dudley's mission is to offer guidance of a more general and humanitarian nature to Henry, so that Henry can refocus on helping people and appreciating his family rather than constructing a building to honour the spiritual father of such grand notions. By the end, Dudley has helped a number of people see the bigger picture, to put their problems into proportion and consider their priorities, to appreciate the many gifts we enjoy through being alive, something we tend to lose sight of when overwhelmed by problems and anxiety, and to inspire them to achieve their potential. He seems to advocate value and fulfillment associated with understanding, tolerance and love, as opposed to material gain, immediate gratification and physical comfort. This is particularly true of Agnes Hamilton, a wealthy widow whose support for Henry's project is dependent on incorporating her late husband's name into virtually every aspect of the building's design, amounting to the creation of a monument to her husband's memory, something Henry cannot accept and which is causing conflict and delays. Mrs. Hamilton appears to be a hard-hearted woman overwhelmed by position and pride. However, Dudley sees the truth in her heart. In fact, she is driven by her lack of love for her late husband, whom she married for social advantage and wealth. In truth, when she was young, she loved a penniless artist, but she abandoned him due to a fear of poverty. She sacrificed her heart for material things and she knows it. Her marriage was something of a sham, and now she is trying to compensate by material and costly memorials to her late husband and a crass demonstration of non-existent affection in an attempt to make it real. However, Dudley puts her in touch with her deepest and hidden feelings, and this brings about a remarkable change of heart. She abandons her facade and determines to do as much good as she can with her money by helping the poor and the needy, with Henry as the chief administrator, rather than constructing an edifice in honour of her late husband. Indeed, this is the same message Henry must receive, that offering practical help to the needy is more important than merely honouring the very one who advocates such actions. Julia, Henry's wife, is something of a catalyst in all this. She doesn't contribute a great deal to the storyline, yet she is central to it, as she represents those qualities that are fundamental to so much we do, love and humanity, and as such she provides purpose and inspiration. Of course, Henry, like many others, is losing sight of the importance of love and consideration compared to the importance he has attached to material things. Julia is loving, caring and sincere, and she inspires affection through her tenderness and kindness, but she is largely unappreciated and neglected, and the love in her heart is being slowly stifled by Henry's inattention and devotion to his project. Of course, she remains a dutiful and good wife, but will duty replace love, so she may end up in a position similar to that of Agnes Hamilton? Disappointment and hurt are toxic to relationships long term. She needs to see she deserves more, and Dudley is happy to provide her with moments of innocent happiness and joy, with the added bonus of causing Henry to be jealous and reflect on what is important to him. Dudley is supremely calm, commanding and confident of his place in the grand scheme of things and his contribution to life. He has complete belief in himself and is ever positive and optimistic. He achieves his mission not by way of miracles, though he does indulge in some audience-pleasing miraculous antics on the way, but by showing compassion and understanding, and by offering appreciation, inspiration and help, thus leading the way for others to do likewise. And he watches over all, whether faithful or non-believers, as he helps to inspire the sceptical professor who provides a voice of reason and common sense to Henry and Julia. The professor is principled, consoling and sincere, but lacks the self-belief and inspiration he needs to fulfill his dream of writing the definitive history of Rome, and Dudley is able to stimulate and inspire him to do so. Indeed, Dudley also inspires a degree of spirituality in the Professor as, at the end of the film, the Professor attends a Christmas service in church. Problems are put into proportion and what really matters is brought into focus. But another dramatic element is introduced, and one which is revisited in many other angel films. Jealousy of emotion, love and attachment on the part of the angel. Emotions can lead to problems but bring great joy as well. Here, Dudley becomes envious of the love between Henry and his wife Julia, and this adds a whole dimension not just in terms of dramatic interest, but one which urges us to appreciate what we have in life. Dudley appears to have everything, yet he himself feels he has nothing without the kind of bond of love he has witnessed between Henry and his wife. This is, I believe, an essential element in the success of this film. Not only does it emphasise how lucky we are to experience these feelings, but it lends drama, import and even a sense of tragic sympathy to the figure of the angel, whose very presence will be forgotten on completion of his mission. Without some kind of inner conflict, the angel would simply be doing a job and there would be little real interest in him. This may be a somewhat dated and unashamedly sentimental concoction, but if you're willing to surrender to its seasonal spirit, it engages, entertains and invites gentle reflection on what is important in life, as Dudley puts people who have been diverted or corrupted by experience and pain in touch with their fundamental humanity and allows them to fulfill their potential. My thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it of some value.